I wanna spend the rest of my life looking at the barrel of an Armalite.
I've got a sweet surprise for all of you. And it's going to be in the next video. And it's one of those videos that's fun. And it might help you get rid of the stir craziness. Though you probably will look at me and say, Felina's gone stir crazy. She's really lost it. I'm going to show you my art. And my art is whatever mode I'm into at the moment. You know, any kind of art. Anyway, I won't talk too much about it. But I'm going to leave a link to a very, very important article by National Geographic that explains a lot about the coronavirus. Though it doesn't pinpoint it comes from a bioweapons lab, as I told you. It's interesting because I said that in my first video about coronavirus. And it was just this last week that Buck Sexton had a buddy of his that he worked with, who's in Russia at the moment, said that it was created in a bioweapons lab. And also my friend, Adrian, he told me he wasn't going to tell me until it was over with, but he's got the secret information. And then I told him what the secret information was. I go, you're long past due. And he confirmed that I was correct about that. Also about, remember when I said I was really pissed about things being made in China? And I think this Frankenvirus, it's because it's 3 viruses put together. It's very complicated, and it doesn't occur in nature. It's a bioweapon. That since they make all our vaccines, and we are so dependent on them. I did a rant on this in one of my past videos. It was a good rant. That we shouldn't be dependent on China for anything. This is a communist government. They do horrendous things to their people. They do horrendous things to animals. If you are against the Communist Party, the regime, you are a live organ donor. They take you in a van, an execution van, that's driving to the hospital where the good Chinese communist is waiting for your organ, and they take it out of you while you're alive. We are buying our medicine and our vaccines from these people. And it was in 1986. See, it was our past presidents that sold out our country to China. And it was Bill Clinton who signed over our secrets to China. They know everything. And he took money for his campaign from China. Clintons are still very, very bad people. That's what they did. And the rate of autism has a huge range, but it started to go up as of 1986. They started injecting babies with vaccines a little too soon. I'm not against vaccines. So these new vaccines being made might not be pure. It's not that they shouldn't have the vaccine. It's that they should be made under better conditions, not in a bunch of chemicals. We have to oversee this process so we can rule it out. Oh, it's not the vaccine. We made it pure. It's not the vaccine. We need to take our medicine back. And I'm not against vaccines. It's just that we need to know if they're pure and maybe let off giving them to infants when they're just born and wait a little bit longer to give them the rest possible. I'm just throwing that out there. But there's been a lot of things that I sat back and said, oh, I said that too. Oh, I said that too. And the interesting thing is all these very famous conservative hosts and are repeating things that I've already said. It's like I've already said this, but nobody hears it. So there's going to be there's going to be an article, and it's linked in the reference box below. They don't go all the way to say that yes, this was a bioweapon, but it was, especially if Buck Sexton's friend came out and said it. It is true. So what they're doing is they're letting the truth out a little at a time. They don't want to panic us. They don't, basically they're saying, oh, first they said 2 weeks, and then they said a month, and then they said 2 months. And then they're saying July, maybe August, and maybe till the end. You know how they keep pushing it and pushing it? We'll see in a couple weeks. We'll see in a month. Oh, we can do a month, and then after we've done a month, they're going to say, oh, we're going to need to extend it maybe for another couple weeks, and then we'll say, okay, another couple weeks, we can deal with that. This is going to be a long time, and we might not even see the summer. But I do trust Trump to do what's right. He's fighting for us. I don't think there just isn't anybody out there that would fight for us the way he does. And like I said before, the Democrats are putting together their package, and their package is better. And Nancy said that it's going to be our package. She came out today saying that they were going to have the better package, and that's the only package that they're going to pass. And I told you this. They want to take credit for it. Take the economy away and take credit for this as we are moving towards being sheltered in our houses. I hope they let us continue to go out and take walks. I understand gatherings, you can't do that. And me being a germaphobe, which I'm not, I'm proud of. I know a lot of things to do to keep viruses from spreading. It just makes sense. A virus is coming in to the house because of something. So I'm very wise on all those little things. Now, one thing I wanted to tell you guys. I was thinking today about these toilet tissue hoardings. Tell you something about India. Yeah, get my teacup. I'll tell you something about India. In India, they don't use toilet tissue. When my brother-in-law and my nephew and sister come here, they take a bottle of water and they put it next to the toilet. And you pour the water. They haven't touched anything yet. You know, everything's still clean. Hands are still clean. Pick up the bottle. It's already filled with water. And they pour it on themselves as they're sitting on the toilet. After that, I swear to God, I would use soap. Actually, I do. I always have, by the way. I've always washed myself. I'm just not going to walk around like that. Are you kidding? So I would say use some soap. And then keep a rag, a towel that you can wash. You can put in some water that's mixed with bleach and kind of clean it that way, hang it up to dry. That's if we're really on a toilet paper shortage, or you're in the bathroom, the shower stall is right there. Hop in the shower for a second, then wipe off. I mean, if things get to their worst, tissue paper, there's a lot of ways to get around it. I think it is pretty clever the way they do it, but I'm not sure if they use soap. I would say use soap and definitely dry yourself. I don't know if they do that, because that's ridiculous if they do that. So there's a little hint to get over the toilet paper hump. And I'll be putting that article in the reference box. It's an 11-minute read. but it's very good information. It's how the coronavirus spreads through your body and attacks your organs and basically causes organ failure. And you usually end up dying of pneumonia. And how that happens is everybody has bacteria that causes pneumonia in their mouth and in their throat. That's why elderly people are, even if they have dentures, you're supposed to brush all your gums, and there's some prescription mouth rinse that you gargle and use. That should kill that bacteria. It's from lying in bed, lying down for too long, and you've got these bacteria building up, and it moves down your throat into your lungs. And once it settles into your lungs, you get pneumonia. So that's what you end up dying from. You don't really die from coronavirus, you die from that. And a lot of elderly people, after they've had the flu or a cold, that's what they die of. You can tell I have severe asthma. And if I get that coronavirus, I'm gone. You've heard how bad my asthma gets. So if I get that, I'm gone, because you need ventilators to breathe. So I'm in the high risk category. Plus, I was born with 3 heart defects. With that, I'm just like, oh boy, I'm so greedy. I don't want just 1 birth heart defect. I want 3. So I've got 3 heart defects. So that's 2 reasons why I would be on the list to die. So if you don't see me anymore, just say cheers, you know. Hopefully heaven has my doggies. I cannot imagine heaven without my dogs. And some kitty cats that I've had too. That'd be awful, you know. You gotta, if there's an afterlife, then you go there and you find they're not there. Like, what's the point? Well, Elvis lets you in the gate. Secretariat's got to be there. All the animals and Elvis. Okay. Gee, wait, we know Jesus is going to be there, definitely. But as on the add-ons, because he's busy, everybody wants to talk to Jesus, you know, and the apostles, they're busy guys. And God, because he's the big one, everybody wants to talk to God. Everybody. So as I'm waiting to talk to Jesus and God and the Trinity, you know, I'll have fun with my dogs and cats and some lovely people I've known that have passed on. So read that article, because it's just going to be too long a video if I sit here and pull out this stuff from that article. It's very good. Take your time reading it. It's very good information. Okay, everybody. See you in the next video, and the next video is going to be fun. You're just going to love it.